You're watching Escape Adulthood Live, your number one source for long-lasting, fast-acting, physician-approved adultitis relief.
On this month's show, we're celebrating summer with tips for making it the best one ever, while also giving you a game plan for fighting adultitis during election season.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. This episode is brought to you by people like Nancy Robert, Timothy and Tracy Markle, and Mark and Ann LeBlanc. Their membership in the Wonder and Whimsy Society supports us in this work to fight adultitis. Thank you, guys.
Yes, if you'd like to annihilate the adultitis in your life, learn more about the Wonder and Whimsy Society, or be among the first to know about our newest offerings, become an insider at escapeadulthood.com/subscribe. Happy summer!
It is summer. I loved in the question, in the pre-show question, we were asking, describe the best part of summer in 3 words. And Paul and Kara said when it's over.
It's hot
because
there.
They live
it's hot.
in Arizona. And it's pretty much summer all year round, but in summer it's hell. So,
well, we are definitely Midwesterners because we had our air conditioning on for the first time this week. And now, literally, our children are in robes and blankets. It's like 60 degrees, and I would be freezing if I didn't have this little jacket on. So, welcome to Wisconsin, you guys.
Yes. So, yeah, we are excited to be back with a new show. It's been a little while, and look at all these
up. You guys
awesome
look so good. The
people.
hats,
Yeah,
the glasses.
I was supposed to wear.
Oh, so many hats! I'm loving them.
It literally blocks out the entire screen. There's something
that's
about
the
that.
problem.
It doesn't do it for my laptop, but for that screen,
You
it's
should
like I'm
not
just
wear
looking
those.
at.
Yeah.
It's like I'm Jerry Seinfeld in that episode who's got the glasses and he's like walking around.
You look like one of those blind mice in the nursery rhymes. Yes, let's
but
not do that.
my summer gear is this shirt, and bonus points to anyone who can guess what it means.
In the comments, maybe?
Yeah, go ahead and put that in the comments.
If you know, you know kind of
know.
shirt. And it definitely ties to summer.
Okay.
There will be one.
We've got a lot of stuff to get to. I'm excited about tonight. But I want to share a little bit what we've been up to. We were recently in South Carolina and other places. Yeah.
As they say there.
Yeah. I don't remember that many people saying that, but but it is the South. Yeah. So, but I had a series of speaking engagements all over the country, and Kim was able to go with me, and we spent about a week.
Yeah.
While the kids were with Jenna, who is on here tonight, and
had the time of their life. Let me tell you.
We snuck a couple days in Myrtle Beach and went up to Charleston and saw one of my favorite places, whimsy places, the Rainbow Row. In Charleston.
So much hype, and Jason had said like, "Oh, you're gonna love the street." Tell us in the comments if you've been down the street before. But so much whimsy, and he took me on a horse ride. I mean, you weren't driving the horses, but like we were on a horse ride and got to go down Rainbow Row, and it paid off. It was pretty rad.
Yeah, I mean it's a small thing, but to me it's a example of how a small thing, a small addition of whimsy.
Yeah.
I mean it's a tourist attraction because houses are painted.
I also love
different
the
colors.
story that the woman who decided to paint these houses all these different colors, like basically like used her whole life savings to do this, which we were talking about later.
I researched that. Okay. It was actually the life savings was spent on restoring the houses because the tour guide said that she spent her whole life savings trying to make this happen, and I was like, it's paint. It's how many 10 gallons of paint?
It's a lot of houses though.
Yeah, but it was actually restoring these old. Okay. That part of Charleston had turned into slum-like conditions after the Civil War, and so that would probably take a little bit extra
Wendy
money.
Warden says we're going to Charleston in July. Well, message us if you need some whimsical tips.
Maybe not the best time to go, but it's still going to be pretty rad.
Yeah, you'll love it. Yeah.
Okay, so the other thing that happened, so then I had a speaking engagement in Myrtle Beach for cancer center managers, basically. And then we went to Harrisburg. And a neat thing happened in Harrisburg. So many of you have heard the story about the day that I drew this mustache on my son Ben and made a whole thing out of it. Whole story out of it. Well, so
which book is that in, by the way?
That is in Penguins Can't Fly.
Okay.
So I told that story, and this one was for people who work to help people go to school. Basically, like it's a grant-funded program. So people who wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity to afford getting a degree, they're kind of like the counselors and helpers with the whole thing. So all this to say, I'm giving my speech and it's going really well, really good energy. And then the leader of the program, Deb, is panicking a little bit because she has to come after me and she's seeing how well this is going and people are having a good time. And she's like, I have to talk about spreadsheets. And she's like, who made this agenda that I have to be the one to talk about spreadsheets after Jason is done? So she came up with the idea to have me draw a mustache on her so that when she gave her presentation, she would have a mustache. And
I was at the table that this like was going down while Jason was doing his like final speech or final story, and the two directors are kind of whispering, and then they lean over and tell me the idea, and they said, would he do that? I'm like, yes, he would. So that was pretty epic.
It was pretty good.
Total buy-in from all her people. It was definitely one of those moments where you're like, this is like the epitome of lead by example. So it was a really neat moment.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Someone's waiting to get in.
Yeah. Jenna, can you make sure Dorothy gets in? Thank you.
Yes. Cool moment.
So it was pretty cool and a great example of leadership. Someone not willing to not take themselves too seriously. So kudos to Deb on that one. She gave her whole
presentation about spreadsheets with her mustache.
I was telling people, I'm like, now the key is we cannot tell Deb that she has this month. We have to. We can't remind her that it's there because my vision is at the end of the day, she goes to Walgreens or something and forgot that she had the mustache.
When you wear the name tag at the event.
Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't get any word on if that happened or not. But we are going to move on. We got some. I got some interesting news stories to share with you, Kim. So I'm excited to get your feedback on some of these. All right. Well, there's a little bit of an animal theme. First of all, I had the story here, and I don't have a picture because there wasn't a picture with it. But I saw this on social media that there was this dog that saved a camper who had basically he was traveling. This guy's traveling with his 4 dogs, and he failed to navigate a curve, and he went into this canyon.
Oh.
And this dog one of the dogs ran, let's see, it was like 4 miles back to camp. Aww. to let the people, and I don't know if it was like Lassie. It was like, like ruff, ruff. Yeah. What is it, Lassie? Oh, down at the canyon? Ruff, ruff.
Well, if a dog came barking at you, you'd probably follow it.
Amazing. Yeah. So there were 4 dogs. The other 3 dogs were okay. Apparently they were like, we're good here. But one of them went back to the camp, somehow managed to alert the people, the authorities. Everyone was rescued. And it made me think of the Insider that I wrote a couple weeks ago about how I love dogs, but I don't want one. Mm-hmm. And, like...
Did this make you rethink your position? No. Because the kids will be very excited.
No, but what was kind of funny to me, and I had like a little joke at the end about cat owners, like that they're the worst. It was a joke. But I did...
I see lots of cats.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I did... think, and I don't even think a cat owner would dispute this. No cat is running 4 miles to tell anyone that their owner is in trouble. So let's put one in the dog column, I guess, for that one.
Martha, Timmy's in the well. Right?
Yes,
Timmy.
Yes.
I know.
That's what. Yeah, the Timmy's in the well. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, so here's one about a donkey. Oh, sorry, we go back one. There we go.
Okay.
Lost donkey seen living with elk herd 5 years later. Oh. All right. So a hunter in Northern California stumbled upon a queer site while out in the Cache Creek wilderness a donkey that had seemingly been adopted by a herd of elk. The video he posted on Instagram marks the first update on the status of Diesel. Not the best name for a donkey,
That's
Diesel.
Diesel.
A local donkey separated from its owners back in 2019. So Dave Drury owned Diesel, I guess, and they're going for a walk. Okay, something spooks him. He goes running off. Drury and his wife Terry are looking all over the place for Diesel. Never could find him. They were in the car. They used drones. Couldn't find this beloved donkey. This was 2019. All right. Over the years, the family is sad about their lost family member. Right. 5 years later, triathlon and hunter Max Fennell posts a video of Instagram of a healthy adult donkey right in the middle of a herd of cow elk. And the discovery made its way through the airways to Terry and Dave, who said it was amazing to see him. My favorite part is that Terry, the wife, says he's living his best life.
Oh, he's got a new family.
He's happy, he's healthy, and it was just a relief. So they actually had adopted Diesel as part of a feral donkey program run by the Bureau of Land Management that allows the public to take custody of wild horses and donkeys and mules and things like that. And so they were like, okay, we don't need to. He's fine. He's healthy. Whatever. Yeah. They have since adopted new donkeys, but I just that was actually what caught my eye is the headline. Lost donkey seen living with elk herd 5 years later, living his best life.
That is a good one.
So, yeah. All right.
That's a feel-good story. And, even though it was sad, but it had a nice little ending where you're like, wow, I thought he was gone. But no, he's just out there with his new buddies.
Just doing this, yeah. Aww. And they're like, they just accept him, right? Kudos here.
I know, I saw that.
To Brian Crimmins.
The Crimmins family.
Who realized that my shirt is the Wrigley Field clock. Yes, on the scoreboard. And more specifically, it's 1:20, which is the classic afternoon game time for the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Used to be all the time before they got lights. Okay. Almost all of their games are at 1:20. So
it happens to be the time that we like to go to games. You go to an annual game. We try to at least. And It's a good time of day to go to a baseball game. So.
Okay, congratulations, Brian.
Yay,
you
Brian.
win nothing but my enduring love and appreciation that you know that answer. You get bragging rights. That's what you get. I got one more story here. This one, I don't know what you're going to think of this one.
Do we see Brian somewhere? My sunglasses aren't playing very nice. Oh, there he is. Okay, behind the couch.
Yeah, he's also wearing sunglasses. Yes,
and a hat. Okay.
I can't tell. Is that a White Sox hat that he is wearing?
Wait a second. No. What's it?
We'll get the answer on that.
All right, you tell us what's going on there, Beth.
All right, I got another story. This one is about penguins. Okay.
Oh, Detroit
Tiger. Oh, that makes sense.
You get the
Nothing wrong with the Tigers. Yeah. I can. I'll allow it. I'll allow it on this live stream. All right. Okay, here we go.
Shut up. Come on, I'm a Sox fan. Come on.
One of the world's oldest penguins hatches a chick with new boy toy, 26 years younger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. A great grandmother, Humboldt penguin in England's blustery eastern coast, has brought a member of yet another generation into the world after she shacked up with the bird 20 plus years her junior. It literally says that, yes. Windy, so her name is Windy. She surprised everyone at the zoo when, during the last breeding session, she paired with 4-year-old Nacho. Windy and Nacho sitting in a tree. A pairing doesn't guarantee mating will occur. But despite the fact that Windy's first egg was laid before Y2K had been disproven, and Nacho had only recently reached adulthood, the two produced a healthy young chick.
Wow, good for her.
Yes, Rachel says, so is she a penguin or a cougar? Good one.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
Due to the success of her descendants through the European breeding program, she claimed the title of great-great-great-grandmother to a chick hatched in a zoo in Germany. She may be the oldest penguin parent in the world.
Wow.
which is interesting. So she's 26, I think I said. 26. No, 26 years younger.
With when she
was him. The Nacho is 26.
Oh, Nacho's
so
26.
She's in her 20s. But they only usually live to be about 30.
Okay.
So that would be the equivalent of like a 70-year-old.
Yeah, this is like
right?
John the Baptist's mom, you guys.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she was with a dude named Jet for a long time. They had 20 kids. And Jet sadly passed away. And she got back on the saddle with Nacho. And the two have been devoted to each other ever since. So
this is how all of the news in the world should be,
right?
Guys. If you want to find bad news, just go online and go to the bad news site. But everything else should be these stories.
That's how the news is. So like the news, like the local news is always like the world sucks, your team lost. And then there's like a penguin had a baby. Like at the very end, it should be the opposite. It should be the opposite. It should be like a donkey got adopted by elk. A dog ran 4 miles to save his owner,
right.
And a grandma penguin, great grandma penguin, just had a baby.
It's penguin possible
with Nacho.
right there. Yeah.
And then at the very end, it should just be like, oh, there's like an election or something.
Yeah.
Good night.
Look it up online.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
That's what it should be. So those are some news, but we have another little bit of news as well. Wonder Night is coming on September 13th.
It's like 3 months away.
I know it's picking up. It's picking up.
We're starting to work on the deets.
Yeah, I'm finishing up paintings that I'll be unveiling there. Mm-hmm. Many of you who are watching have been to a Wonder Night, either in Madison or last year in Sheboygan. We had it for the first time. For those of you who are watching who don't know what Wonder Night is, it was inspired when I went to some galleries in Scottsdale. Nothing against Scottsdale, but it was just that's when it happened. Every gallery I go to is just filled with adultitis, except there is one. So Wendy, when you go to Charleston, you need to go to a gallery called RLS Studio, Robert Lang Studio. It's on Queen Street.
Very cool.
It is my favorite gallery in the entire world. They have on the door, it says art is for everyone. Every kid that walks into the art gallery gets a sketchbook, like a free sketchbook. They have a swing that you can swing on, and almost all the artwork is really whimsical. Yeah. It's awesome. So anyway, every other gallery in the world sucks. It's filled with adultitis. And so I wanted to create an event that made art fun and accessible. And that's what Wonder Night is. You get to come and have, get to dress up, get all gussied up. We have a fancy dinner. We have drinks, and then we do some talks. And last year, Kim got to do some talks to share some of her photographs. And then I share some of my paintings that most people have never seen before. They're brand new ones. And I tell the stories behind them. And not in I used blue for this because that's how I was feeling that day. But like telling an actual story that is kind of a metaphor for life, hopefully inspiring, sometimes funny. But it's a fun. I don't know if you have anything to add to this, but how you would describe it.
Those of you who have been around for a while, you know our story on this, but like most artists don't want to speak. Like that's just not really a thing. So this was also created to kind of, be able to highlight all the different aspects to what we do. And a lot of what we do is encourage people through the work, storytelling. And so this kind of allows for that in kind of a unique way. So it's a fun time. We hope that you'll consider it. And September in Sheboygan is one of the most beautiful times to be here for sure. So
yeah, it really is. And also we also sell tables of 8. And last year we had a number of businesses and organizations that bought a table or two, and then brought their staff, their team, and had kind of a
pretty rowdy
staff appreciation thing.
Right.
So
those of you who were there are like, wow, they're having a time. They hit the bar before they came downstairs, I think.
Yes. Yeah. We also had some people bring like a group of like a couples. So it was like a quadruple date, I guess it was, turned out to be. So you can learn more about it at wondernight.com. Get your tickets. But it is time for show and tell. Okay, so we asked you if you wanted to participate in the show to share something that reminds you of a favorite summertime memory. And I would love to see if anyone is interested, if anyone brought anything and wants to share a little something. Raise your hand, and we will put you on. I have a fun little thing that I want to try to do here. Let's see if I can find. Tell me if you see. Looks like Sharon and Scott. I want to get Sharon and Scott in here. I saw them raise their hand first. This is a little bit trickier.
Oh, it's just got people's like
long.
Yeah. It's like their initials.
Well, maybe if I do this, I'm going to have you guys go ahead and unmute yourself and just, share us what you got. As you're talking, I may try to get you
to kind of share a screen with us.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to play with that feature a little bit. So good to see you guys tonight.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Yay.
So, would that have been your first concert, Sharon? Okay. So what, oh, here we go. I'm going to see if I can do this. Add camera. You might get a thing to ask if you would like to be on the thing.
I'm just trying new tech here tonight, guys. Thanks for your patience. Let's see.
Oh, I might have to make them. There we go.
Let's see if they'll magically appear. Yay! They're in the box. Woo-hoo!
All right, cool. Okay, so show us that shirt again, because I was not paying. I was trying to do. Okay, Duran. Okay.
This is the
okay. So now
Strange Behavior Tour.
Okay.
1987.
This was not your first concert. So what made this particular one so special?
Well, the other ones were not in the summer. You asked for a summer memory, so this is one in the summer. And
okay.
it was really exciting. Yeah. It was in Mountain View, California, Bay Area.
How many concerts for Duran Duran do you think you've been to?
Oh, I've just been to 3. But I've been to also the Power Station, which was one of their offshoots. But later, I haven't got to the more recent ones because I'm not quite as into their music now as I was then. But
what was it about Duran Duran? I don't know if I've ever asked you this question. I know that you love them, but what was it about them that drew you in? Were you just like heard their song on the radio as a young girl and loved them, or was there something? What was the magic?
Oh yeah, I like their music. But they were so good looking. And I had my wall just had all the posters of Duran Duran on them. Yeah, I had a crush on every one of them.
Sorry, Scott. I didn't want to bring that up.
Hey, Scott.
Didn't realize.
Scott's there now.
Hey, he won.
Yeah.
He won. He got the girl.
Yeah, I still have. I got an autograph of one of them, and I still have the pen that he wrote with and everything.
Aw,
awesome.
What is that? That's classic summertime memories,
I
right?
love it. Yep. All right. Well,
cool.
Thank you guys. Thank you for sharing, Sharon. I appreciate it.
Did Scott have anything, or is just Sharon?
Oh yeah, cool.
It's hard to say that it's good childhood memories because when you're this pale and Viking-like, summer's not fun. So my memory of summer is
sunscreen
being held down by my mom and lathered in this crap and hating it as a kid. But when you become an adult, you have to do some adult-litis stuff, and now I slather this crap on me. And
yeah. My son Ben is Casper the Ghost, a friendly ghost, and he looks like when he gets done lathered up, he looks like he's just wearing white clothes, full on, just like the white wedding suit that my dad wore for his wedding.
Just go straight from white to red.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, that's right.
2 colors. Yep. Aww. And that smell, right? You'll never forget the smell.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, very fun, guys.
All right. Thank you guys for sharing. I'm going to see if I can get up Brenda here. There she is.
Look how easy that was.
Look at how much better I'm getting at this already. Brenda, How are
Hello.
you? Do you
I'm
have like
good.
a
How are you?
purple thing going with your hair here?
Oh,
Or
I
is it
do.
just the
Yes, I have
light?
purple in my hair. I have purple
Okay,
in my hair.
Oh, it's so cute.
that's cool.
I love it.
What do you have
A
to
little
share
bit.
with us today?
So on the same copper tone, smell of copper tone, this is a print my aunt gave me. I don't know how to put it up here so you all
Okay,
can see
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
It's like beach
But
scene.
yeah, so it's art from Ocean City, New Jersey, where my grandmother and my aunt had a place, and my aunt lives there now. But it's got the lifeguard stand here in the middle with the 13th on it, which means it was 13th Street, which is the beach we always went to because they were on 13th Street. And I don't know, let's see. This one is the music pier that you could see from like in between here and the whatever. You guys get
The
it.
lifeguard chair. Yeah.
In between, we were sitting in between, and it has a lifeguard boat. So when you first said show and tell, because I forgot to look for it, the one thing I was really looking for was one of my big memories from there was jumping waves with my grandmom. And then my aunt would always take me on the merry-go-round, and we would try to catch the rings. And I still have the first ring that I caught on my own without my aunt helping me. But though she was probably holding onto my shorts. And I would give them to her after I caught them. And then we were like halfway down the boardwalk on the way home, and she like shows me the ring. I'm like, oh, you stole the ring! You stole a ring! I was like so mortified that she stole this ring. But I still have it, and it's probably in my scrapbooking stuff because someday I'll do a scrapbook page for it. But yeah, that's my biggest exciting.
Those are awesome memories.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's really cool. That's cool. Thank you for sharing that with us. That is it's a good one. And it makes just kind of that is quintessential summer, right?
does the beach still hold kind of a place in your heart? Do you like to spend time in the sand?
I do. My aunt physically can't really go to the beach much anymore, but and John is not a beach person in any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, someday I'd like to go spend some more time there because I do like just sitting in the beach in the sand, listening to the waves, doing nothing. Sounds
Very
great.
therapeutic. Love it. Very
Exactly.
cool. Thank you so much, Brenda.
Awesome memories,
Appreciate
Brenda. That's great.
And let's do one more. Let's do Jennifer Tackett. How are you, Jennifer? Good to see you tonight.
Wonderful. We're currently in Florida right now at my parents' house, so
Oh wow.
it's perfect summertime adventures. I brought Riley down here to come see my parents.
Aw.
So mine is kind of a new memory because when I was growing up, we used to come down and see my grandparents in Florida, and so play card games and go to the beach and do all those kind of things. So kind of making new memories with Riley. So it's going to be cool. But we went to Walmart to get some supplies, and Riley found this guy.
Oh.
So he got to go to the beach.
You're welcome.
Yep, Riley says you're welcome. And you click his little head, and he said, "You're a masterpiece."
Wow.
So we took him to the beach. Yeah, my mom pulled me aside, and we my sister was in town too, so we all went to the beach, and it was like the perfect beach day, and got to go in the water. But I guess my mom said, Riley, this is the best vacation ever. So it was really cool. So and we lost Riley's glasses in the ocean, but we found them.
Really?
We teamworked them, and we found them. So that was another epic memory.
How long were they missing? Like what?
It felt like an hour. It probably was like 5 minutes. But it was priceless. So
that's awesome.
I called Ronnie. I'm like, we're coming home with all of our glasses.
There
we're
you
good.
go.
Oh,
very good.
Aren't you so glad you didn't have to go to LensCrafter that night? And I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you kidding?
Well, it's always good to see a Bob Ross sighting. So thank you for that,
Yes.
Jennifer. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Fine.
All right, I lied. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna do Rich and or Martha.
What
I'm
is
not
going
sure
on here? I know.
who's in here. Is this Rich?
Oh,
Oh, is that
okay.
a water ski? What would you call that?
My real good one's out in the barn, but
Yeah, this is summer. This is what summer is and means. And like, try to get out 2 mornings a week to ski and 1 or 2 afternoons a week to surf, because now we've rigged up the boat to be able to wake surf behind it as well. So
Okay.
this is summer in my world.
And mine is just real quickly, this is representing a beach bag and all the fun times at beaches, which are often filled with some kind of, where am I? Where's the camera? I can't figure out how to get
There you
it
go.
right.
Cutting you off a little bit.
Some kind of seashell.
Oh, nice.
I love to go beachcombing. And if I probably should just have a Kindle in here because this would normally be filled with books.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we have a
summertime.
bag of books that we bring to the beach too. So
We actually had to pay for a book from the library last year because it got dropped in the water.
yeah, that
Library
did
books
happen.
don't go to the beach anymore.
Yeah.
And yours, Rich, reminds me, okay, and the Wonder Hunt book is within reach, but if anyone could tell me what page Rich is found in the Wonder Hunt book using that ski, it is such a good picture.
Yeah.
Like 10 points for you. So that is one of the Wonder Hunt pictures that were submitted that we used for the book. That is one of the most beautiful pictures of Rich in action there. So,
Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for participating in Show and Tell. And we'll be moving on to a word from our sponsor.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Literally. All right. We have brand new summertime mini prints that are out in the world. Yeah, we got them right there. I think these are my favorite ones of yours so far, Kim,
well,
I believe.
I'm pretty excited about
which
them.
one?
Yes.
What does that one say? Just keep going.
Just
That's
keep going.
probably one of the most popular photos that you get the most feedback from.
This actually was inspired by a real message I sent to Katie Nagel, one of our Wonder and Whimsy Society members who's going through a rough patch. And so it kind of inspired the actual print because that's what I told her. It's just keep going. And that's one of my favorite little images of this dandelion who just wouldn't stop, even though it had a challenge.
Yeah.
To say the least. And then a little heart, you are loved. What do we got for you? Oh, yes. The watermelon. Sorry about the glare, guys. This one, you just
that
featured
one,
this in the
that
Insider.
one is an Insider one. It's technically not part of the mini print collection, but it is also available for a few months.
That's what I was going to say. I've got
yeah.
two more here. Okay. Then we've got this one with the cupcake. It says, "Cupcakes are muffins that believed in miracles." That's one of my favorite lines ever. And then, of course, the Nope Dog, which many of them saw. Was this an original at Wonder Night?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But it was in the
Okay.
calendar this year as,
Okay.
as a popular one in the calendar. So yeah, so those are available at our lemonade stand. Please check them out if you're interested. I think they're available till the end of summer,
Yes,
August
summertime
31st,
launch.
if I am correct in my assessment. But so we did a little bit of talking about I mentioned the word. Well, let's just get to it.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Okay, so one thing that I have never heard anyone ever say is, "I'm so glad it's election season." No one. It just.
But what about the people who want a new person in office?
Well, obviously,
but you're talking about the season.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
the process, the division, the negativity. Like,
The ads.
obviously, it's an important thing. Obviously, everybody has someone they want to be in there, but it's just hard, right?
Yeah.
So we thought we'd do an American service tonight, and put on our hats as professional reminderers, right? To say, okay, let's get this out of the way. In the United States, it's election season. It's a big one. Of course, they are all big. Everyone is like, this is the most important one. Like, I'm old enough to know that every single time they say that, right? But it is, and you should vote. You should be informed. All of those things. But is there a way to do that without getting swept up in the division and the negativity and all of that stuff? And that's kind of what we wanted to share a little bit tonight, is just some thoughts on that. So the the obvious one is to turn off the news. All right. I mean, if you're watching the news to be informed, that's not what the news is for. They're there to provoke you, to get ratings, to propagandize you. Is that a word? It is now.
It is, yeah.
There are many ways to keep up on what's going on without directly injecting that into your veins on a nightly basis. So that's kind of an obvious one, and I think a lot of people just do that. That's a big one. But on the flip side is turn off the news, turn off. And when I say news, it'd be like Twitter or X or your online stuff, right? It does all of it, just all of it. Because it doesn't really take that long to get caught up when it's time to vote on what the issues are, and very few people, I would imagine, are undecided, but you never know. But it doesn't take that long. So the flip side is to turn off the news and turn on nature. Nature is undefeated when it comes to making you feel good. All right. Being in front of a screen, reading the news, but being out in nature, I don't care if it's what kind of a day it is. There's just something about it that helps you get a bigger perspective on the world and yourself and all that. And I know you can speak to this with your wonder hunting, right?
Yeah. Especially in just the idea of like whatever part of nature you love, lean into it even more. Like I know there's people, especially tonight here, you know, one or two of you are really into trees. So it's like going to the woods or going to see your favorite trees in different parks or whatever, photographing them, maybe not, maybe just sitting under their shade. Or whether it's wildflowers, like this time of year in Wisconsin, there's new ones blooming all the time. Like every time you go to a prairie, you're going to see something new in bloom. So just going out there on a regular basis or, you know, so whatever your thing is, lean into it, especially in a stressful time, because that will definitely fill your cup for sure.
Yeah. Jennifer says, get this, animals, you know, animals, nature, flowers. Okay. So here's another one. This one is in reference to an insider that I wrote a few weeks ago, again, about the dogs and about taking cruises and about like any personal preferences that you have, is that not every disagreement that we have needs to result in a battle to the death. Okay. Even ones about the direction of our country, right? That it's okay. It's okay. There used to be a time where we could agree to disagree. We could have civil discussions about why we thought things should go a certain way. That could still be done. And I think here's me putting on the professional reminder hat. Okay. I'm speaking to 99.9% of citizens. Okay. I'm going to leave out the politicians themselves, the pundits, anyone who's making money giving their opinion, right? So just I'm just talking about regular Joes, like your literal neighbors on your street, okay? We all want the same thing. We want the same thing. We want a safe place for our families to live. We want opportunities for everyone. And we want a positive future for our kids and grandkids. Tell me that there isn't anyone who doesn't want that. All right. That's what we want. Now, the way to get there is where we disagree, right? We fight over it and stuff like that. But I think it's worth going back. And again, I'm talking about your friends on Facebook, your neighbors, the people you see at a grocery store. Ultimately, those are the things that we all want. And yes, we may disagree on the best way to get there, but starting from there, I think is a worthwhile thing, that even the person who disagrees on every single issue that you think of, ultimately it's
and their worldview. That's what they want.
That's what they want too.
It's a good reminder.
So it's a good reminder, and hopefully that will help us to have civil discussions when those come up. Okay. Here's another one. Do something. when you're just in this news cycle, like the only end game there really is to vote, or perhaps encourage people to register to vote. Like that's kind of other than that, the only thing that's left to do is be angry or be afraid or be upset or anxious. Okay. So when I say do something, I mean go do something to make the world better. I was able to speak a while ago, earlier this year, to regional Goodwill, and it was Northern Illinois is probably 200 people that work at Goodwill, and this was like a staff appreciation event, and they had videos showing the different charity things that they're involved in. Every Goodwill does community impact. Yeah, thank you. They do different things, and so they had like 4 or 5 different things they focused on. From,
which, by the way, I had no idea that was that diverse.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really helping people who didn't get a high school diploma to get their GED, helping people who were in prison come back into the workforce. Like there's all kinds of stuff. And I'm watching it, and I got to watch these videos, and then I got a chance to address them, and I told them, I said, and this was the beginning of the year, I'm like, we're going to be heading into an election year, and every single politician, I don't care if it's local or national, whoever it is going to tell you why our country or our community is terrible and how they're the one to fix it. And I'm going to tell you right now, I said this to them, I'm like, you are the ones who are making the country better. The people who are doing real things to help everyday citizens, to help people get better opportunities, to help prisoners acclimate. One was for veterans who had come back from serving that needed help getting acclimated into society and into the workplace. They did things with developmentally disabled kids and young people trying to get jobs. Like that is making the country better. The everyday citizens are the ones who make our country great. So focus on that. When you're frustrated or angry about the state of the world, you can ask yourself, what am I doing to make it better? And it doesn't have to be like this nationwide campaign with thousands and millions of dollars of budget. It's just doing something to help someone else. And
or like downtown Julie Brown says, or run for local office, which we actually have a good friend of ours who has done that. And she has made her little community who is very challenged. They have a lot of challenges with just all sorts of stuff. And every time I talk to her, she's doing something. They're putting up murals. They're having community conversations. They're, all these kind of things that are just tackling one challenge at a time. And she's at the center of it,
Yeah.
And it's just like a little local government, like 15,000 person town. But she's making a difference. We were really proud of her.
Yeah. And frankly, you're right, Julie, the local places are the ones that you can kind of have the most impact, right? Because God knows Congress can't get anything done. So it's a lot of times it's the local people who are actually making the bigger difference. The last thing I will share, and again, none of this, almost everything I talk about is not rocket science. They're reminders, but we need to be reminded once in a while, is to focus on what you can control. So that piggybacks off the thing of like, what can you do to make your community better? Obviously, voting. You don't get to be mad about how the country's going if you don't even vote. So that's important. Pray. If you're a praying person, right? That goes a long way. Praying for our election systems, all of the volunteers, all of the candidates, all the voters, like just praying that everything works out the way it's supposed to go. And here's the hard one. Don't add to the negativity. All right. I know it's really hard. You'll see something on Facebook. Someone says something really dumb, really stupid. And you're like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the first.
I'm going to be the first person.
I'm going to be the first
mind.
person in the history of the world to change someone's mind with 140 characters. And they are going to send me thank you notes for the rest of their life to thank me for showing them the error of their ways. They will say, I was naive.
Like, no.
I was ignorant. I never heard that point of view before. Thank you for No, that doesn't happen ever. Not on social media. It might happen in person when you can actually have a half-hour conversation back and forth. That's kind of a hard conversation, but that could maybe happen. But we can't complain about the discourse in our country being bad if we are the people putting up posts talking about how stupid the other side is, how evil the other side is, how I don't understand how people can blah, 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 blah. All right.
Poison.
End of rant. Poison. Yes.
Poison.
Just reminders. All right. Turn off the news. Turn on nature. Remember that fundamentally we are all going for the same thing, and do what you can that's in your control to make the world better and not contribute to the negativity that we were just so tired about.
And start in your corner, right? Start in your corner, wherever that is, or maybe get out of your corner and go to a new corner in your community. It's actually even a better place. But yeah, these are good tips. I like it.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it's a good reminder for you. Now let's shift to something ridiculous, shall we?
Let's do it. All
right, you guys. So one announcement I have that I'm excited about is I was accepted into the Midsummer Festival of the Arts art fair in Sheboygan, which is July.
Heck yes, I did.
20th and 21st. It's a Saturday and Sunday. It's a really cool art fair put out by the Kohler Art Museum. Kohler being the Kohler that makes sinks and toilets and things like that. That Kohler. Yeah. And so I will be sharing some originals. I'll have some originals there and some mini prints and things like that. But I wanted to create some Sheboygan-y originals to just add a little bit of a local flair. So I wanted to share a painting that I just finished the other couple days ago. I think it's dry, but it is a brat in a bottle that has washed up on shore. So let's see. If you want to hold
What's
this
the official name?
Well, that's a good question. I am actually taking suggestions. Just hold that for me. So
Okay.
I'm going to do a close up here.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're gonna do. Am I gonna get black paint on me?
Here we go. Okay, I'm going to see if I can.
Brat in a bottle. I mean, is that too obvious? Yeah, maybe.
I'm open to suggestions. I've got a couple ideas. I have not decided. Okay, so here is a close up of what we got going on.
That's a
here.
nice mustard.
I had so much fun painting the mustard, painting the brat, painting the hard roll, the legit Sheboygan hard roll. Got the waves up there. I'm not sure if the colors are translating exactly right, but really just fun with.
Was it
the
hard to do the glass?
reflections.
The glass?
It was a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially because I didn't have a reference of a brat in a bottle. So I had to kind of, like right down here, I put some reflections over the top of the brat to give it the illusion that it's actually in there.
Yeah.
Right. So that took a little bit of experience and
The illusion.
guessing, but yeah.
We got some good names coming in the comments here, you guys. Midwest Miracle. Hall
Midwest
says.
Miracle. That's good.
You're sitting on the beach, you're like hot, you're like, I need something, and then this washes up.
Yeah.
That's pretty
What
epic.
else? What else?
Best rescue ever. Maybe that was it. Maybe she's just commenting, or maybe that's the title.
If I could
for
save a
Martha.
brat in a bottle, that's good. Yes. So yeah, feel free if you have any ideas.
Take that over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, the little known fact that we didn't know when we got to Sheboygan is that they don't put their brats on like a hot dog bun or like a hoagie bun. They have these things called hard rolls.
Which aren't
which
hard.
We were like, ew, who wants a hard roll?
Yeah.
But really, it's just kind of like a really soft hamburger bun that are, again, why is
No,
it
it's got a little
airiness to it,
texture to the outside, so it's not super soft, but it's certainly not.
Also, little known fact in Sheboygan, how they do that is they because it's a hamburger bun size. So you're like, how's that going to work? Well, they just put 2 brats on it. So they like to open it up, put 2 brats on it, close it up, and there you go. Which is not how we grew up eating brats.
Yeah, well, that's how you get what we call body by Sheboygan. Is what happens when you do that. So, yeah,
it's a lot of brat and a lot of bun.
Yeah.
But that's how it's done here. So that's a little some facts.
All right. So if you are in the area, if you're up for a fun weekend in Sheboygan, it's a great place to visit in the summer. We'd love to have you stop by and see us. I will actually be painting live. I haven't decided what I'm going to be painting yet, but I'm going to be doing that. I don't think I saw anyone do that.
No. It's a really great way for an introvert to be in an art booth for 2 days is to basically just paint. So the kids and I are going to man the booth and he'll be sitting there painting and it'll be fun. It'll be a fun time.
Yeah.
So
okay, so now we're going to resurrect something we haven't done a show in a while, and so hopefully some people came prepared. You guys, let's draw. Okay, this is the part of the show where I take you step by step through a drawing. That's part Bob Ross, part Willy Wonka. It's a little bit whimsical and it's always fun. So what we're going to do today, we're going to start out with a horizontal line about right here. Make sure you leave yourself... Don't make it centered on the page. Give yourself a little bit of room on the right-hand side, okay? Because you're going to have other things we're going to be drawing over there. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line above that that's a little bit curvy. Oops. Like that.
okay.
All right. And then we're going to draw another curvy line like that. This looks like a little smile there. Okay, then up here we're going to draw a line, horizontal, about like that. A little bit longer than that curvy line at the top you just drew. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to draw another line at the very bottom that is the same length.
Boy.
I like that. It's like a stack of lines here, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line that's slightly curved, just about to there. These don't have to be exactly perfect, okay? As always, your little variations will make yours look a little bit different and a little bit more interesting. And then we're going to do the same thing at the bottom, like a little curvy line, but leaving a little spot. And I see you did not leave room on the side like I suggested that you should, but that's okay. All right, now we're going to draw, we're going to close up this one on the end on the left-hand side with a little curved action. Okay.
I'm out of practice.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. That's a good thing. We record these. You can watch them later. If this one turns out to be hot garbage, you can just do it again. It's okay. This is my 6th time drawing this in my practice. Okay. This is your first, so it's okay. Right. All right, now we're going to draw a line that's a little bit bendy. Looks like that. Okay.
These are technical terms.
Bendy. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to I don't even know how to explain this one. You'll just watch me. It's like we're gonna curve it off, right, like that.
Interesting.
And it's gonna start to be a tell for what we're drawing here. Yeah. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay. All right. And then we're gonna just draw a little baby line here. If you like, yours is gonna have to be a real little. Your picture is just cropped. That's all it is. That's all right. It's all just cropped. All right. And then we're going to curve this off right here. And then we're going to draw another line right next to it, like that. Nope.
I will not
Kim
be
will
doing
not
that line.
be doing that. That's okay. And then we're going to draw another line just like that last one, but farther away.
Oh, now you're just teasing me.
And then we're gonna draw another line farther than that. No, just kidding. All right, now we're gonna take this line, these two top ones, and it's top and bottom. We're gonna connect those lines we just drew. And then we'll create a little, ooh, I haven't used this one in a while, a little bump out.
A bump out.
A little bump out right here, and a little bump out at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can, this will be kind of fun. We're gonna draw a little baby line right there, and a little baby line right there.
That's cute.
And then we'll just connect those. And then that gives you the like the cork sticking on the inside. All right. Then we're gonna draw some little lines up here. These are gonna be grill marks, just like little scribble lines of your brat in your hard roll. And we'll say this is if you have a little bit of room, we'll say this is like floating, and you can draw little waves here, and it's just kind of floating in the water. Maybe going to Sheboygan, maybe it's going to your town. I don't know. Maybe
we got a lot of Michigan on tonight. Maybe it's just going across the lake.
Yeah, maybe
from Sheboygan to Michigan.
And then, right? Of course, if you wanna color yours in, as many people like to do, I'm gonna do like kind of a grayish purple for the brat. Yeah. If you want to add mustard, if you want to add ketchup, you can add those little pieces on there.
Elle says looks like cowboy in a bottle.
It looks like a little cowboy hat, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I could see that perhaps.
Yeah, that could be. Mm-hmm. And let's see. Oh, Brenda, when she was getting her stuff out, she said she ran across a cardboard lid from a COVID test with a let's draw attempt on the back. Hashtag quarantined.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Did that bring back, I don't want to know what kind of memories that brought back, Brenda.
Those were good times. Yeah.
You were stuck in your room doing let's draw. I don't want to know what happened. Yeah. That's tough stuff.
All right, I'm gonna color my little cork here.
Yeah, Martha says no ketchup on brats.
No, I didn't want to say anything, Martha, but yeah, that is kind of the...
I will be honest, and I actually will admit that I put ketchup on brats, but I
know
it's bad.
You got dropped as a kid. It's okay. It's okay.
It's not acceptable, but I still do it. So
now,
I relished. Oh, jeez, sauerkraut. Yeah, sauerkraut.
Yeah, sauerkraut is acceptable.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then what I'll do is I'll put a couple little highlights here on the bottle. Little
I think that you're not alone, Brenda. Brenda says I actually liked being quarantined in my room. I would like to be.
There are times where you'd like, could we have another 2 weeks to stop the spread? I'd like to.
I don't want to be sick, but I would like to hide in my room for a week.
2 weeks to stop the spread of adultitis, I think sometimes is what I could use when I'm in the middle of one of those
weeks.
Those weeks,
that's
yes.
Awesome.
All right. Well, now I want to see what we got here. Can you guys, if you want to hold yours up, I would love to see them.
All right.
Let's see. Here? I've got Helen. Great job. Dorothy. Look at Dorothy. Left a lot of room there for that cork.
You even have more room, Dorothy.
Christy,
You're just showing
Rachel.
off.
Nice job. That
great.
is a really bendy brat. It's good. Paul and Kara.
Nice.
Why did you draw vodka? Is that to say vodka? Oh, it's a vodka bottle. I gotcha.
Nice.
Martha, good job. She had the iPad with her. I see Leah. Oh, that was great. That was good. It seems like everyone followed the directions on leaving room for the Cindy. I see that, Cindy. Good job. Yes, that's great. Yeah, it's blurring out a little bit, but I get the gist of it.
It starts to clear up. Yes.
Mary Beth.
Helen, yours is so cute.
Oh, Mary Beth left a lot of room on the side there too.
Oh, good job, Mary Beth.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Overachievers here.
Good job, you guys. Helen's got some shading in there. Look at that.
She's got a good ink style. I like your ink style.
I do.
Helen.
She's very creative. All right, you guys, that was pretty good. I'm very
Did
impressed.
we get that one with the beach?
Amy.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, let me
if we
see
can-
yours again,
Oh,
Amy.
you're disappearing.
Oh, it's she drew a beach. It's amazing. Oh, I can see it. Yeah.
Oh,
Very
there
good.
you go.
Good
That's
job.
tricky to get that
Yeah.
tilt just right.
She
Aw.
drew a very photorealistic beach
I
at
know.
first, I thought. That was like, wow.
And she
how did-
faded into it.
Yeah.
It was like so rad.
Good job, you guys. Well, I would love to see like the actual close-up version of them. So if you snap a picture of those and send it to kj@escapeadulthood.com, I sure would love to see them. And I'm sure you would as well.
Yeah. Well, we're going to print it and sell it at the art fair.
Yeah.
So if that's okay with you guys, we'll put your name on it. We'll send you the
we'll
royalties.
give you full credit. Full credit. Yep. All right. Well, we're getting down to the end, but I had I had a really just a heartwarming story that I wanted to share.
First, can I say that I love Dorothy's shirt? Is that like red, white, and blue popsicles? That is
Oh,
so
yeah.
cute.
That's
It's like
pretty good.
patriotic and summer.
Very good.
Very awesome. Mm-hmm.
All right. I got a good adultitis fighter to
All
sell.
right.
Okay, I just realized. Oh, first of all, we got the adultitis fighter. We get a couple memes.
Nice.
A
What do we have
meme of
tonight?
the moment. Okay, so you had mentioned earlier that our air conditioning broke the other day.
Yes.
Now today the whole air is air conditioner. It's cold again, but it was very hot a couple days ago, and of course the air goes out, and it was tough sleeping in the bedroom that night.
Yeah, it was hot.
So I thought this was appropriate. I don't want to say it's hot in my room, but two hobbits just came around and threw a ring in it. So, I could relate to that one.
Oh, we're on fire.
I felt bad for like Ben because he famously doesn't open windows in his room. He told me he doesn't like the birds waking him up in the morning.
What a life.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, birds, you know.
So he was really in a hot box that night. I don't know, but
to his own doing.
yeah, it was his
Yeah.
own fault.
Yeah.
But I also had one more that's good for any parents out there, especially of young children. Summertime, you kind of are a little bit more lax. So the parenting
this.
style during summer break, I'll allow it. It's a little.
That's fine.
Pretty
Just
much
leave me
anything
alone.
goes,
Just leave
yes.
me alone. Yeah.
All right. So I am bummed out because I do not have the actual story in front of me on this one. But I think I may.
Actually,
Let me
isn't it on your
see.
desktop somewhere?
No, because I did not save it because I was like, oh, I printed it out. But I can find it in a second to find the actual details.
Okay.
Bear with me.
That's all right.
But there was a woman who unfortunately her husband passed away, and she had the idea that they had young children, and instead of doing a funeral, traditional funeral, she did a funeral.
Funeral.
A funeral.
Which is actually spelled the same way.
Yes. So that's why you have to kind of hyphenate it. Okay,
Yeah.
here it is. Let's see if I can. Good thing I have two screens here. I thought this was pretty cool. So they had a bouncy castle and goodie bags there. And so it was in Arizona. And let me see if I can find the name. Katie Young suddenly lost her husband, Brandon, who had a stroke at the age of 39. So terrible. And they had 3 kids. And Katie said, I didn't want them to have this horrible memories of their dad's send off. I was thinking that my children, how hard it would be. It felt so wrong. So instead of holding traditional service and wake, she made a funeral, ensuring the day would be a celebration of Brandon's life. Sounded like that Brandon was quite an adultitis fighter himself. So she featured his favorite foods, chips and dips, and displayed his artwork and vast record collection so anyone could take home a goodie bag of items that would keep his memory alive. They had crafting tables that were set up for people to make their own art. And she said, every time I started thinking about planning a traditional funeral, I did not want to do it. So she decided to host a celebration that her husband of 16 years would have enjoyed. Katie said she knew the day was perfect when she looked over at their children and they all had smiles on their faces. So that was pretty cool. That
Wow.
I think there's obviously nothing wrong with traditional funerals and wakes and processing grieving that way, but it definitely is a rule that doesn't exist, that you have to do it a certain way. And I thought that was a pretty cool way in this instance for Katie to memorialize her husband and make a pretty cool memory for the kids and celebrate him and
Is this
have
kind
that
of
for
a
the family
recent story,
too.
do you think?
Yeah,
Or did it
yeah.
happen?
This was in the last month or whatever. So
Wow.
the final note, she said, Brandon loved being a dad more than anything else on earth. He would have been happy that his kids were happy.
Aw.
So super cool.
It's heartwarming.
Yeah, it's obviously sad, but also pretty happy. And again, that is the sort of thing that should be front page of the news, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So wanted to highlight that as a great example of a great adultitis fighter. Okay, so we are just about out of time, but I wanted to reward a guest, or one of our guests, and I'm going to see if I can get, let's see. Jenna, could you raise your hand in the thing? That makes it easier for me to find you. Here we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Jenna up. And Jenna has been spying on everyone. Let's see. We'll do there.
We got some props showing up here.
Yeah, so she's been spying. We asked people if they wanted to participate in the show to bring some sort of summertime thing. We had Sharon and Scott earlier, and I'm going to pull up to Jenna now because I'm going to give her the floor to award someone.
All
and
right.
what we're going to do, we're going to give away a mini print. So you can pick a mini print of your choice of any of the ones we have available on our lemonade stand, core collection, or any of the new ones. So Jenna, what did you notice out there? Who stood out to you?
Oh, darlings, there are so many people who are dressed so nicely tonight. I'm so excited to see you. You're ready for the beaches. It's so nice. I love it. I love it. It's so good. You're all so cute. I go, here, there's like a hat like this, and there's sunglasses like this, and there's hats like these. I can't even see her face. It's so stripy and fun, but it's so good. And then sometimes the hat is so great, there's a whole beach behind it, and that is our winner, Amy. Amy brings the beach to us to
All
celebrate.
right. Congratulations, Amy. We will be in touch. How can we get in touch with her? Do we email us? If we don't have your email us, kj@escapeadulthood.com, and we will arrange it so that you can pick out whatever
talk about which one you want.
Yes. So
Yeah,
thank you for playing around. Thank you, Jenna, for being the person on the lookout. Let's see, for the rest of us here, do you have something you want to say? I thought you were gonna.
I was just gonna say that is Jenna's real voice. If you've never heard her talk,
Yeah,
before.
that's weird.
So,
She does talk like that all the time.
She's from
She
Iowa.
also doesn't look like she also doesn't look like she's in Iowa at the moment.
No, well, yeah, that's
a good question.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've been at this. It's been a good night, I think, and it was great to be back with you guys.
Yes.
We missed you. I'm glad that we finally had a chance in our schedule to make this happen. Just a reminder to everyone again: get your tickets for Wonder Night. Not going to want to miss it this year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And society members, the next day is the Wonder Whimsy family reunion. And we actually, Jason hinted at this in the Insider, but we just hit 2-year anniversary of our big storm. And almost to the day, we planted 10 fruit trees. Mm-hmm. So we're pretty excited to have those start to come up. And we would love to show you our fruit trees.
Yes, there will be no fruit on them,
No.
but maybe in the reunion 2 or 3 years from now, we'll have pies.
Yes.
For everyone to partake in.
You're pretty optimistic, 2 or 3 years. Huh?
Oh, I definitely. Then my hopes are sky high, especially with all the watering you're doing on them. I have all full confidence. If you are new here, make sure that you become an insider. Subscribe at escapeadulthood.com/subscribe. That is where you find out of all the new things we have going on. And Sunday morning, I send out a little message to everyone. And love to have you be a part of our merry band of Adultitis Fighters.
It's so good to see your faces tonight, you guys. Thanks
Yes,
for coming out,
wonderful.
spending some time with us, celebrating the start of summer. It's just beginning.
Absolutely. That is it for this show. Until next time, Adultitis Fighters.
Shine on, spread whimsy, and be awesome.